here with no nonsense, cause you can't make sense if you don't make sense. A pod with freestyle discussion, poetry and social deconstruction.
This is Beals with my co-host, Bert. And this is the No Nonsense Podcast. Today, I'm going to give you a little poem. It's a place with funnel cakes and glory holes. It's a place with horses and bulls. That's right, I'm talking about the rodeo. Rodeo. Woo! That's right, boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about the rodeo, the impact it has on the economy writ large, and maybe our personal experiences with it growing up as youngsters. Bill, when is the last time you went to the rodeo?
Well, last week they were having a rodeo down at the Civic Auditorium down on Leavenworth and Cafe, and we saw there was 450 different types of cattle that they brought down to the rodeo this year that were getting lassoed by only one man, Dr. Ryan Stiebler. And Ryan Stiebler was out there with fully decked out with his cowboy hat and spokes, and he's out there showing everybody that he can still be a doctor and a cowboy.
That's a pretty interesting mix, mixing doctors and cowboys, but who am I to judge, My personal history at the rodeo is my first rodeo, I was 7 years old. Went with my mama and my papa. Went there, had some funnel cake, had some cotton candy, watched some horses buck a guy off. But one time, this horse and this bull bucked this man right off, and he landed on his head. Fucking paralyzed the guy from the neck down, and then his family committed suicide shortly thereafter. It was a sad scene.
But it's the Johnson massacre, isn't it?
Yeah, but the rest of the rodeo was just a blast.
Rodeos really are an underrated American event. When you can go nowadays to go see these Marvel movies and seeing all these big explosions and big, masterminds with their writing, crazy plot lines and twists and all that fun stuff. That's just Hollywood fake. We got real good hardcore American values here that you can learn at the rodeo. And I think every mom should be raising their son to be one of the clowns or one of the boys that rides the bulls.
Yeah, me too. I mean, fuck. What are we teaching? What kind of values are we instilling in our children if you can't go out there and go fucking be in the rodeo? I'd say 8 years old, you should be able to ride a bull. You can go play soccer. That's dangerous. Go play basketball, football. You can get concussions. So what? You dehorn the bull. You go out there, have a good time. Give the kids some sugar and get out there on a bull.
Absolutely. We need to start these kids young on riding out there on the bull, because when you get kicked off when you're older, your bones start breaking, your head starts not being the same. And when you're a kid, you can recover a lot quicker from that. So I think it's more important that kids, instead of playing like baseball, these other dangerous sports, you put them into something that's actually good for you, something you learn a little bit about American tradition from.
Bowls, that's right. Now, who do you think is worthy of the Rodeo Hall of Fame? Do you think Brittle Balella is going to be entered this year? It seems like, it's kind of vague on who gets in and who gets out. I wish their rules were a little bit more transparent.
Well, there's the thing with Britta, that she wasn't really... she wasn't trying to follow the Catholic catechism this past year. It's kind of a scandal that popped out, so I don't think she's going to be induced into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, so you're saying the rodeo is a religious-leaning institution?
Well, America is a religious-leaning institution, and if there's anything out there that's pointing to the opposite direction, we need to go ahead and fix it.
What about those liberal rodeos on the fucking West Coast? Those coastal elites, from what I hear, they don't even have bulls. They got mechanical soft serve rides.
What they're doing out there on the coast, I don't even want to consider that a part of America.
That's not true, cut and dry, real American rodeo.
They don't know what it's like. They don't know what it's like to be out here in America. They're out there living on the shore. We have it hard out here in the Midwest. Someone needs to go out there and teach them true American Christ values.
We have 4 seasons out here.
We know how rough it gets to get in the rodeo at the Bulls. They're out there just fishing in the ocean, surfing, dude. You know, they're not real life out there. I think it's important that kids go to the rodeo and be in it, and their mother and father take them out of the schools and put them in the rodeo. It's better education. The schools are filling their heads with a bunch of dumb stuff.
Yeah, well, personally, when I was 12, I had a clown rape me in the back of the rodeo, and it's taught me a lot. It taught me how to fend off men. It taught me how to stand up for myself.
Yep.
And I'll never have another dick in my ass, I can tell you that much. I'm going to be a straight walking man, walking into the rodeo, sans dingus.
Absolutely. Nothing really teaches a kid more about life than a nice young childhood clown rape. And I think that the clowns themselves get really talked down upon, but I think they're really doing a service to our community and teaching these kids the hard, true facts about life.
Well, those clowns are going through a lot too.
Well,
personally and professionally, they got a lot of pressures on them.
Sure do.
I mean, them cattle ain't gonna wrestle themselves around, and then, you know, who's gonna entertain the crowd? You can't have just a regular old piano player or an opera singer come in there. You need a clown with real American values, plus the ability to juggle and entertain. I mean, it's not a job for everyone. John C. Reilly almost became a clown. Look at that guy's career. This is the kind of caliber talent we're talking about.
John Cena became a clown, and look where he's at now. He was a clown to start it off, and now he's just got a body of a Grecian god. When I was a little girl, we milked some cattle, and that one thing it taught me is how to get a grip on an udder, which also can teach you a lot of other things in life that help you get a grip on things.
You had the udder teach you other things, Bill.
And when you're in a pinch and you're just in a jiffy and you need just a little bit to get by, I'll tell you, squeezing that udder really taught me how I can get money real quick.
Well, leave us with a poem about the rodeo as we know it.
If you're looking to be a farmer out there working with the hoe, then you already know how to work with your hands and go to the rodeo, bro. We have more people that are coming out of the universities and they're coming out of the cities. They're coming right to the rural areas and they're having more fun getting scared of you. Big old city folks trying to tell me how to live my life. Well, let's see you handle some of this strife. We got bowls kicking the dirt up in the air. We got clowns looking at little boys in their underwear. We really want you to come down to the rodeo because we feel that it's going to be a healthy dose of do-si-do.
And a hell of a show. See you later, guys.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Hope you got some insight and a few laughs. That's all for now, folks. Yes, goodbye. Till next time, as long as we don't die.